What is up, my friends? You are very, very welcome along to today's transfer news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. We have scoured the media, finding stories related to Liverpool Football Club to bring to your attention, asking you guys as always to simply just let us know your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, but most importantly, we are 12,500 subscribers away from an amazing 250,000. So please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Look, I'm going to start off today with a story about a young defender who we've mentioned before. So this is coming in that said Liverpool have joined the race to sign promising Lille's Lenny Yoro, who's 18 years of age and could become the most expensive defender in the French league's history. There's many clubs looking at this kid, and at 18 years of age, you would not imagine he's ready to come in and go into a top club's starting 11 just yet. And my question about the centre-back situation has always been, how much money do we need to spend in centre-back? Yep, we can look at players like Yoro, Antonio Silva, and many other centre-backs, Inacio, Diamonde, but they all come with hefty price tags. And if you look at the Liverpool landscape right now, if we take into account that it's Matip we're looking to replace, you've got Van Dijk, he's your experienced leader. You've got Kanade, he's a young up-and-coming centre-back, a future leader. Obviously, we have Gerald Kwanzaa, and this is his first breakthrough season. Again, nice young footballer there. And then we've got Joe Gomez, who fits in that utility bracket, 26-odd years of age, can play either full-back position or at centre-back. So I would argue that we don't need a huge money signing. Yes, you want somebody who's good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club, but do I think we need to spend 100 million on the likes of an Antonio Silva or 85 million on this kid Lenny Yoro from Lille? No, I don't. I think maybe other clubs have a greater need in that area. But as football fans, I guess we do want the best target. So what I'd like to know is, from you guys, who do you think Liverpool should look to sign in the centre-back position? And how much money do you think is realistic for us to spend? So the next story that I want to talk about is a bit of a light-hearted one for a second before we move on to talk about Mbappe and Michael Olise, who are the two main topics of today's video. So Declan Rice was asked who was the midfielder, who was the player he would have liked most to have played alongside. And he said, I'm going to go with Stevie G. Him and Lamps were always compared. I could say Lamps as well. I adored him as a player. But Stevie G, there's something different about him. He's absolutely spot on, and imagine that midfield. Imagine Declan Rice and Steven Gerrard in the same midfield. That would I would do bits, I think it's fair to say. So the breaking news around PSG today is that apparently it is confirmed that Kylian Mbappe will leave PSG, and that Real Madrid are just waiting for the go-ahead from PSG to come in and make their offer to the player, or to make their offer in general. Now, I don't know how this plays out. Most likely he goes to Real Madrid. But there is also a case in point to, does he want to go there, and can he be the big fish in that pond? You know, they've got the superstar in Jude Bellingham. They've got Vinicius Jr. They've got Rodrigo. They've got Camavinga, Tchouaméni. They've got Valverde. They've got Endrick coming in. And they've been strongly linked in recent weeks to Erling Haaland. And I've got to say, if I'm a Real Madrid fan, or if I'm the Real Madrid board, I think Haaland is the one, the piece of the jigsaw that they're missing. That central striker. So, you know, you can say that Haaland's going to cost 150 mil, but Mbappe is free. He's not free. We know he's not free. We know the signing on bonus will be a huge amount of money. And also, apparently the Real Madrid offer is that he will make less money than Jude Bellingham, who's rumoured to be on somewhere between 270 and 450 grand a week, depending on what you read. I can't see a world where Kylian Mbappe agrees to that. Can you? We've seen many articles written over the past few weeks to suggest that he wants a salary of about 1.12 million or 1.2 million after tax sterling. So you're looking at what, 2 million a week there before tax? That's certainly a long way from the money that Real Madrid are apparently offering. And the offer that they've put to him, again, just going off reports in the media, is less than the offer from last year. So I don't know if Real Madrid are just afraid to open up their hearts here and, you know, be fooled again by Mbappe, because, you know, he did leave them high and dry last year. But it feels we're getting to a conclusion in this story, and we know he's had a contract in the summer. We know right now in January he can sign a pre-contract agreement with anybody outside of France. We also know there is an option that exists in Mbappe's contract, if he so wished, to trigger another year with PSG. So the reason I'm bringing him up today is because these reports suggest that that option of at least triggering the 1 year is 100% off the table, and he will be leaving PSG at some point. I don't know when that is, and again, most likely it will be to Real Madrid. The only thing I'd say about us in this is, if it isn't Real Madrid, I think we're probably the next best place to get him over the line. Now, I want to draw your attention to a bit of criticism that Mohamed Salah faced today, and it's made me very angry. I'm not going to lie for you. If I said this, I'd be lambasted. If you said this, you'd be lambasted. But this, and I use the quotation term, or the air quotes, journalist very loosely here, because I don't know who this dude is, and it certainly feels like he's looking to make a name for himself. But he's been speaking about Mohamed Salah after the 2-2 draw between Egypt and Mozambique, and this is what he had to say. He has no spirit. He has no personality. He has no artistic influence except in a few moments. He does not like to defend on the field, and he's afraid for his feet. Now, that could be just a poor translation. Mohamed Salah is the worst captain and worst star in the history of the Egyptian national team. The man is the biggest star and the greatest player to lace up a pair of football boots that the Egyptian national team has seen or most likely ever will see. To see this written has made my blood boil. Because, look, I critique Mo for performances, and I'll continue to do that if I feel like he isn't at the level. But everything that this dude has said here is a lie. He's got no personality. Excuse me? The man oozes charisma. He very much has personality. He has no influence except in moments. Well, make up your mind, dickhead. Is it one or the other? He either has these moments or he doesn't. He has them because he's the one that bails out Egypt time and time again. So to see this, that he's afraid for his feet, I don't know what that means. If he's saying he's afraid to go in for a challenge or whatever. But the man has come back from injury early to represent Egypt on a few occasions. The man has dragged Egypt to competitions. The man scored a penalty and had an assist in that game. And yes, it was a 2-2 draw with Mozambique. You should be winning. But that is just nonsense to talk about Salah in that way. And I hope people have jumped to his defence, because this lad looks like he's just trying to make a name for himself. Right, so to finish up today, Michael Olise. Varying reports from different people, but it all kind of amounts to the same. Liverpool are one of three clubs, Liverpool, Manchester United and Chelsea, who have eyes on Michael Olise of Crystal Palace with a view to a move in the summer. It will be the summer for the obvious reason that the buyout clause in his new contract, believed to be £60 million, only comes into effect next summer. And the Crystal Palace simply have no interest in selling him in the winter window, which makes absolute sense. I would say that regardless of what the Mohamed Salah contract situation is at Liverpool, this is a deal we should be looking to get done and over the line anyway. This is a player. Look, if Mo stays on, I've always said I'd like to move him centrally, put him into a central striker. As he gets older a little bit, I want him in front of goal where he can do the most damage. So then you could bring Olise in, and Olise could take that right-hand side position. £60 million seems like a fair price, and it's not often we're saying that for players from the English Premier League. But £60 million does seem like a fair price for the quality of the player that you'd be getting, for the age profile of him, and the undoubted talent that he has. Now, as a neutral, I guess, watching Crystal Palace, I'm just looking to see if Olise can get past this little run he's having of injuries. Because you don't want an injury-prone player coming in, but it's too early to say if he is indeed injury-prone or if he's just gone through a bad time. But it is something we had to bring to you, and this is a sign, and as I said, I want us to make regardless of what else happens, because he's just a good player and he fits the way we like to play football, and I think it would be good business all around. So I want to know your thoughts. Is Olise who you'd move for if you were in Jurgen Klopp's position? Do you think that the buyout clause of £60 million is a fair one? So I will leave it to you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comment section on everything I spoke about today. We will be back tonight at 8:30 for another live show, the Late Night Agenda. Hope you can join me for that. We've put up a video on Top of the League today as well, where I've been speaking about the points deductions, or excuse me, the charges that have been labelled at Nottingham Forest and Everton for profit and sustainability rule breaches. I've gone through them, read out both the statements from the club, and asked the question that we're all thinking about, right? When will Manchester City be charged? When are we going to see them show their teeth in that regard? Well, it looks like, according to The Athletic, that's going to be, at the very earliest, a year away. So that'll be about 5.5, heading for 6 years that this case has been dragging on with Manchester City, while Everton, Forest and other clubs have already faced their punishment. So let's wait and see what happens. The Premier League are trying to say to the world, we don't need an independent regulator. We can enforce these things ourselves. Well, it is time to put up, because the world's watching, the integrity of the league's at stake. What is the Premier League going to do? Do they have the stomach for the fight? Or are Manchester City going to play the long game, draw this out and hope that everybody gets tired? let's wait and see. I'll catch up with you guys tonight at 8:30. Until then, thank you as always for your time. Have a great day and much love. Bye bye.